Hi everybody, this is Kevin Purcell for Notebooks.com, and as you can see I've got my iPhone 4 and I also have an interesting case. This is from a company called Trident. You can see the brand name right there, and it's called the Kraken Case, and it's meant to be and intended to be sort of like the OtterBox in that it's a very secure case. You can see it has a plastic film that will cover over the screen, and I've been using it for a little while. I've just taken it off and taken some pictures of it, and now I want to go ahead and show you on camera how you put it together and how it secures the iPhone. Now, of course, what you do, you begin by putting your iPhone inside the internal case like this, and then you just slide it on. Notice how, or fasten it on. Notice how it connects there at the bottom. It's got these holders at the side, and as you can see, the power button is incredibly recessed there, as well as the headphone jack. That's a real problem, and in fact it ships with an adapter so that you can plug that down in there, because your regular headphone jack isn't going to fit. And then also you notice how recessed the mute button is, and these buttons. Now the case, if it was just like this, you'd think, well, that's kind of ridiculous. That looks bad, doesn't it? And that's not all it is. This is just the underside. It's sort of like the underwear of the case, and but it does have a plastic cover that covers over the camera. I haven't noticed any problems with that, but basically the entire thing is covered except for your speaker right here, and it has some holes right there where the speakers coming out will be able to be heard. Now what you do is you take this rubberized failing silicone skin and you carefully just put it over the top of it. I'm not doing too well here. I'm trying to, every time you do one of these on camera, it's a little bit harder than when you do it by itself, because you're able to focus more on the item. Alright, so getting it to tuck in behind that little holder there. But you can see it's not too difficult to do. Alright, that's tucked in there. It looks like it is. Now you notice it has a cover for that and that. And it has a piece right there that will push down and help you access that. And it also has a cover down here at the bottom to cover over the dock connector. So your iPhone is entirely secure now. And my experience has been that the buttons and places where you push work fairly well. Again, the only real problem is if you use the headphone jack, you're going to have to use that special adapter on your headphones, which can get a little bit annoying. It's about that long. I don't have it with me right now. Also, I had difficulty getting at the mute button. That's something you're usually wanting to be able to access pretty quickly, and it's kind of hard to do with this thing because it's so far down there. So what I've just been doing is, quickly running down using the volume up and down button. Everything's covered over though. Now it's got a belt clip, and if you can see right in there, those little places where you pinch it in and it pops in pretty easily. Fastens on your belt. Now I'm a fairly large person and so I don't wear belt clips because the overhang on my belt is a little bit much, but I've been wearing this one and it secures it pretty well. It's only popped off once, and so that's pretty good. Now something that's interesting about this is push that out and it becomes sort of a kickstand for you to be able to view video, so you can hold it up like that. Now you notice that silicone doesn't always seem to fit just perfect. You have to kind of work with it a little bit to get it to lay down just right. But in the few days that I've used it so far, That was me popping that back in place. That's got a real good clip. Feels real sturdy. This is a real protective case, and that's the whole point of it. And it's going to do a good job of protecting your iPhone 4. Again, I'm not daring enough to test how good. Gets a little dust and particles on there from time to time. I'm not really daring enough to test how good it's going to protect it. My bet is that you could probably drop this, sort of like the last iPhone 4 band case that just went around the outside. We showed that to you. I'll link that in the article. They have a video of them dropping it off a 20-foot ledge. I don't have the courage to do that with my iPhone 4, but I kind of have a feeling that this case would protect it. As it hits, it would probably pop open. The case itself might actually break, but your iPhone 4 would be protected in such a difficult circumstance when maybe you dropped it like that. So personally, if what you're looking for is a really protective case, I think this is a good choice. The Kraken case, they make others. They also come in different colors. We just picked this yellow because it sort of is bright and shows up on camera real well. They have a black one. They've got different colors that I think maybe, if you don't like this one, you might like one of the others. But number one job is to protect the case. It covers up all the ports. So this one, as you can see, just a little bit. It is not perfect as far as covering it there. You have to really push on it to get it to go back in, and even then it does stick out just a little bit. I feel like over time that's probably just going to stay like that the majority of the time. I don't know. I may be wrong about that. I wish that would fit in a little bit better. But you'd think that this cover over the screen would make it hard to use, but I haven't had any problems with the screen at all. In fact, I really like that feature of it. Other cases that I've reviewed and used, unless you put a screen protector itself on, it doesn't work. And those screen protectors, I just don't like them. This is real fluid feeling. It feels just like you're using the regular screen, only you can feel a slight give. But you're close enough, and it actually sort of touches the phone screen behind it. And so, there's no problem. It works great. As you can see, I'm opening up Dragon Dictation. There's been no problems whatsoever with the screen cover over it. I haven't had any trouble with any of the ports, except for, as I said, the mute button on the side is kind of hard to get at, especially if you have big fingers like I do. You can get at it, but it is a little bit hard. And then, as I said, the headphone jack, it has to use that port to get it, but the rubber that it has to push to turn on and off the phone, not a problem. This is a little annoying to have to pop that open. That's actually how I plug it in on my in my vehicle. I have a dock to speaker connector that also charges the phone, and then plugging it into the charging station that I use, an iHome charging station that we reviewed previously. That it is a little bit difficult. You have to take the insert out and plug it in that way, in which iHome doesn't recommend that you do it that way because you might either damage your connector or the connector in the iHome. So that is a little bit problematic. In most cases, that's a problem. I wish that a case company would come out with not only the case but also the dock adapter that would be molded to fit their case. I haven't heard of a company doing that. I'm sure somebody has thought of that, but that would be really cool if someone would do that. But anyway, this has been Kevin Purcell with the Trident case, Kraken case. It's Trident is the company name, Kraken is the model, and we have had a chance to look at this and show it to you, and so we wanted to show you how to put it on and how good it is. This has been Kevin Purcell again, as I said, for notebooks.com. Thanks for watching.